Good evening, class. I just wanted to show you what we are doing this week, and I'm kind of excited about it. Unit 3 is a short unit, and I noticed some of you are falling behind. It's about the midpoint of the course. We're a couple weeks away to the halfway point, so woohoo, we've done it. But I'm really hoping you can use this week to catch up, and if you are caught up, I use this week as some hard-earned rest. There's a lot of reading with the content unit, or activity 4 is kind of wordy, but that information is super important for you to do a good job on this summative. So I would suggest potentially taking notes or making a table or something so you can remember those design elements that you're going to need for the summative. So today we actually get to play a little bit. So I'm looking at the Activity 5 evaluation, and you are going to be drawing. Insert your groans here. Keep in mind this is a humanities course, so it's not expected that you're an artist, and I'm going to show you a couple ways that you can do this task being online. I'm going to skip down to the fashion templates. If you are artistically inclined, you can draw your own people, but I do have a couple of fashion templates here that you can download, so you don't have to draw the sketch of the person. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be using designers, which is what we've been talking about last week, and inspiration, whether that be nature, architecture, historical reference, any of the things on these lists, come up with a design, which is pretty cool. So one of the ways you can do this is you can download the fashion template and print it out on your computer and draw with markers or Sharpies or pencil crayons or pencil or whatever really that you want. And then you can either take a picture on your phone and upload it to D2L, or you can scan it if you have a scanner. So that's option number 1. Option number 2, if you're using a PC, a Windows PC, generally you have Paint. What I did was I downloaded the sketch to Paint. I just went to open that download, and then I just drew on Paint. And as you can see, I wanted to actually do this task this week because I wanted you to know that it's okay to take risks, and I'm not expecting you to be an artist. So here is my design. It's pretty simple, but I just want to show you how this looks. So I made a slideshow in order to show you the steps that I did for this task. You can do the same thing. You have to hand in something to the Dropbox, both of your sketches and then an analysis of one of those sketches. So I'm going to show you this. If I was handing this in, I would have 2 sketches, but since I'm your teacher and I've got marking to do, I just wanted to create a rough one. So I just did one. So here's my design, and my inspiration, I had 2. You don't have to have 2. I had a Canadian designer, David Dixon, and I'll tell the story in a minute. This is the image here. And I also noticed this image from Dior in Paris Fashion Week. And the thing that I use this design for, on the right-hand side of that table, I wanted to do nature because it's spring, and I have this picture of the bluebells, and I really like the bell shape here, and I think that's flattering on a lot of women, so I decided to go with that. So once you have your inspiration, you can draw your design. So I looked at these things and I was like, I want something a little bit formal. This is a wedding dress. This is sheer. I want something with a little bit more excitement to it. So I picked a red. You can also really lightly see that there is a very short silk skirt underneath. I wanted it to be something along the lines of this, with a red chiffon with a pink skirt underneath. And then I talk about the design elements. So this is where you're using activity 4, and you gotta know it. So I explained that the silhouette is bell-shaped, and that's from the 1940s. It's one of my favorite historical eras as a history teacher as well. And the shape is bouffant. All of this is in the Activity 4 content. The garment details, I wanted to have vertical lines to lengthen the body, and the curved lines at the hip right here, there's going to be boning in here, give it a modest yet feminine appearance. You can see that the scoop neck is also modest as well, kind of similar to that Audrey Hepburn dress, and it's mid-length, similar to this one. It's not full to the floor. The fabric selected, I wanted chiffon for the overlay. The overlay is this here on the skirt, the thing that's going over, and silk for the bodice. So this is going to be red silk, and then underneath is going to be like the pink silk skirt. I went to Pantone and got a couple of the colors that I wanted. I wanted to play with red and pink. Red is really romantic. Pink is very spring. Generally, it's supposed to be a no-no, but red and pink has come back. It's kind of shocking, and I like that. So those are the colors that I picked, and I just took screen caps of the Pantone site and put them in. I couldn't really draw it, or I didn't really try, so maybe I would if I was actually doing this for marks, but I wanted like Swarovski crystals right here on the belt to kind of like accentuate how tiny her waist is going to look with this bell shape, and just to give it a little bit of jazz. So once you've decided your design elements and applied that to the content of the course, you're going to do a little bit of analysis. So this is the question that I had: how does your research and sources of inspiration reflected in your final design? And I kind of explained that already to you with what I just said, but I have more information here. And then, why did I choose the key design elements from this page? Because this doesn't really explain very well, and I have each of the design elements here. And then I would have a works cited, but since I already know how to do APA citation, I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to show you that you are expected to do it, and you can hand in your work. So the homework for this week is to read the content from Activity 4. I would suggest doing that on Monday or Tuesday. And then you have the rest of the week to find your muse and get inspired, and to create your design and to upload it to the Dropbox. I'm really hoping that several of you will take this opportunity to get up to date, because I'm going to be doing report cards before you know it, and those incomplete assignments will be put as incomplete on your midterm report if you don't get those in time. So it's my gift to you. Have some fun drawing. I'm going to go back to my image. Don't worry if you're not an artist. It's okay. Just have fun with it. And it's more the analysis and the choices are more important than what you actually draw. So I hope you're excited for this week, and we will talk to you later.